Find yourself an AK. You have a level 2 card in your possession. Go and search the warehouse in strut F.
Jack, is that you? Jack, it's about Ames.
Did you find anything?
Yeah, only that there's nothing to find.
What?
There is not a single record, let alone his social security number, address, or background. I couldn't even find Ames' gender, age, or full name.
What does that mean?
All I found out was Ames. Just that one word.
Even still, Ames is our way to the president. We'll have to make contact. Head for floor B1 in the core of Shell 1.
What can I do for you, Jack? Talk to you soon, Jack.
Running out of ammunition in the middle of a firefight can be embarrassing. That's why you want to use the tactical reload feature. Once you remove a weapon from its equipped status, it will be fully reloaded automatically. You can easily do this by using the weapon menu button to change equipment quickly.
There's somebody there.
Find yourself an AK. You have a level 2 card in your possession. Go and search the warehouse in strut F.
Jack, is that you? Jack, have you remembered what day it is tomorrow?
No.
I see.
You said you had something you wanted to talk to me about? What was it?
We'll talk about it tomorrow.
Why does it have to be tomorrow?
So I can build up enough courage first. And so you won't run away.
I would never do something like that.
Liar. Every time I want to talk about something, you suddenly remember that you have some work you have to do, or you get a stomach ache.
Hey, that's not...
You know it's true. What are you so afraid of?
I'm not afraid of anything, and I won't try to run away.
Is that so? Well then, we'll talk tomorrow.
Yeah,
So you have to come back, okay?
I know.
Jack, is that you? Take it easy.
You can hide behind certain objects by crouching low. It's a move that provides cover from enemy fire and also allows you to see in corner view or to do a jump out shot. Your survival depends on how you use the objects around you.
Find yourself an AK. You have a level 2 card in your possession. Go and search the warehouse in strut F.
Jack, do you need to save? You know, Jack, there's something that bugs me sometimes.
What?
Why are you going out with me?
Huh?
Is it because I'm beautiful?
Why are you asking me this all of a sudden? And where do you get off calling yourself beautiful?
Well, it's the truth, plain and simple. I'm too smart not to realize it and not sarcastic enough to be modest about it.
Is that so? Well then, your schedule must be booked solid with dates.
You bet. I've even hired a private secretary to deal with all of them. But she cancels all of my appointments except for yours.
Ooh.
Sometimes it really does bother me. Sometimes I think all you want is a pretty face to accompany you to parties.
What are you...
Just to make everyone jealous when they see you with me.
You're being ridiculous.
Oh, really? But you never talk about yourself. I never know whether it's really me you want by your side, whether you'd ditch me if you found someone prettier.
You know that's not true.
Really? Then would you still go out with me even if I weren't beautiful?
Of course.
Do you like me for me, or is it my reputation?
Do you really think anyone would say your reputation? I'm just joking. Of course I like you for you. Honest truth.
Really? Thank you. Jack, is that you? Talk to you soon, Jack.
Bulletproof equipment will not protect your enemies from a grenade's blast or shrapnel. A well-placed grenade could turn the tide of battle to your advantage. Looks like you've got an M4. The M4 is an assault carbine favored by the U.S. SOCOM. It's a descendant of the M1 carbine used in World War II. The 4 refers to the fact that it's the fourth carbine to be officially adopted by the American military. Basically, it was developed for the Special Forces using the M16A as a base. The M4 carries 30 rounds of 5.56mm by 45 SS 109s. By the way, carbines are short-barreled rifles originally developed for cavalry use, but as far as you're concerned, you won't need to remember that. By setting C4 explosives within close proximity of each other, you can set off a chain of explosions with a single blast. Do it right, and you can set up some very effective traps. The consumption of the I see you've managed to get a hold of some C4 plastic explosive. Composed of 91% RDX and 9% inert plasticizers, it's a white clay-like material. It's a very stable explosive with over 1.3 times the power of TNT. Immune to heat or shock, C4 will only explode when triggered by a detonator. Since your wireless detonator is equipped with both a scrambler and encryption, you don't have to worry about the C4 being accidentally triggered by other wavelengths such as those emitted by jamming devices. You set the C4 with the weapon button and detonate it with the punch button. One other thing, don't get caught in its blast. Looks like you've got an AK. If you wear an enemy's field outfit and carry an AK, you can pass for one of them. Listen up, kid, and don't forget this. Only the guards in Shell 1's core are armed with AK rifles. The others are armed with the AN-94, the official rifle of the Russian army. If you hope to disguise yourself as the enemy, you don't want to be carrying an AK outside of Shell 1's core.
Even the most successful disguise can't protect you if you decide to blow your own cover by attacking the enemy. Do not engage the enemy while you are in disguise. Raiden, don't act in any way that will excite the enemy's suspicion. A perfect disguise can be ruined by a single odd behavior. Be careful. If you make physical contact with the enemy while in disguise, the disguise will be deselected. Keep that in mind.
Colonel, the stories about a Metal Gear within the Big Shell,
That is still being looked into.
Sorry, Jack.
and stories that the Big Shell is just a cover.
Well, every record I've looked through only ever has it as a legitimate offshore decontamination facility. On paper, it's clean.
So you're saying that we have no choice but to talk to Ames or whoever else?
Strut F is the storage center. I think a variety of materials for maintenance of the Big Shell are stored there. There might be something that would come in handy. Why don't you look around?
Once you put a chokehold on it,
What's up, Jack? Jack, tell me, am I really helping you out?
Yeah, You're a huge help. I'm lucky to have you as an analyst.
But didn't you tell me just a little while ago that I should change my job or quit or something?
Yeah, and you were pretty pissed off.
Why did you say those things?
Well, you have to work overtime and stuff. It sounded pretty tough.
But you didn't mean it, did you?
I was wrong about a lot of things then. I just thought that if we had more time to spend together that...
You were thinking of your own danger.
Well...
Don't you think it's selfish to expect everyone to be at your beck and call? I'm not your personal possession, you know.
That's not how I think of you.
Is that so?
Yeah.
Listen, I like you, and I like the me that likes you. But I do not like being summed up as Jack's girlfriend. The very thought of it makes me shiver. There's a lot more to me than just being your girlfriend. The fact that I'm doing the job I want to do is part of that, understand?
Yeah, of course,
I want to be recognized, first of all, for who I really am. Especially by you. I don't want you, of all people, thinking that I'm just your girlfriend.
That's not what I think at all.
Can you really say that?
Absolutely.
Really? I'm glad. Jack, is that you? Hang in there.
Bulletproof equipment will not... So, you've got an AKS-74U. If you wear an enemy's field outfit and carry an AK, you can pass for one of them. The AK is an outstanding rifle in terms of precision and reliability, as evidenced by widespread licensed manufacturing, not to mention large quantities of illegal reproductions. The AK is in high demand around the world. It is often used as reference for the design of new rifle models. Designs for Israel's Galil, Finland's Valmet, and other rifles are based on the basic structure of the AK. You have a smaller model of the AKS-74 that was designed for use by Special Forces personnel. The stock will only extend to a maximum length of 726 millimeters, a feature that makes the rifle easier to handle in small spaces. The AK can be fitted with a suppressor. With a suppressor, you won't have to worry about your gunshots being heard. Listen up, kid, and don't forget this. Only the guards in Shell 1's Corps are armed with AK rifles. The others are armed with the AN-94, the official rifle of the Russian army. If you hope to disguise yourself as the enemy, you don't want to be carrying an AK outside of Shell 1's Corps. If you shoot those pipes along... You can use the holes.
Dryden, make contact with Ames and find out where the president is. Our information indicates that Ames is being held in the B1 level of Shell 1's core. Head for the core of Shell 1. Whenever you crawl into a narrow space,
Jack, is that you? Now that I think about it, it feels kind of fresh.
What does?
Before, I could always rest assured that I'd see you again. Now it's different. Now it feels like every word we say to each other counts.
That's great. We could make this into a book and sell it. Want to improve communication in your relationship? Send your man off to fight a war.
Jack,
Rose, you know my life's at stake here.
so is mine.
Rose?
I'm sorry, but I'm really worried too. I can't help but feel like I'm fighting this battle along with you.
Yeah, I know. Thanks.
Jack, is that you? Take it easy. Jack, is that you? Hang in there.
If you see a likely handhold,
Jack, what's going on? Answer me! Jack! Jack!
It's the enemy! Hunt it down!
Return your positions. Titan security. Understood. All units exercise extreme caution.
No, this isn't happening. Jack, you have to answer me. Jack! Jack!
what's going on? Raiden! Raiden!
It's the enemy! Hunt it down!
Understood. Dispatching additional unit to the airfield. Stop the order. Return to your positions. Tighten security. Understood.
Raiden, make contact with Ames and obtain information about the president. You're in the Shell 1 core now. Ames is being held on B1. Head for B1. Raiden, the corridor is too narrow. You'll have absolutely no cover, and there are multiple surveillance cameras in place. None of the usual infiltration methods will fly in this situation. Disguise yourself as a terrorist instead, and don't forget to select the AK. Ames is most likely being held with other hostages.
Sure, but I don't even know what Ames looks like.
Use the directional microphone to distinguish Ames from the other hostages. It's the only way. According to our information, Ames has a pacemaker. This should make his cardiac pattern fairly distinct. Use the directional microphone to locate it. Isn't the directional microphone supposed to be somewhere in the core of Shell 1?
The Shell 1 core is what its name implies, the center of the big shell. The first basement floor is a capacious meeting hall. I'm sure that's where they held the welcome reception for the president and the Environmental Protection Inspection Team. But its core function is concentrated in the second basement floor computer room. This computer room is where the flow of polluted water and the status of filtration is observed, in addition to being where all tasks for other facilities are carried out. I can understand why security is so tight.
Move the right stick while in corner view to study that direction. You should be able to gather more information this
Jack, do you need to save? Hang in there.
Get real.
The coolant spray.
If you make physical contact with you can use weapons even while crawling. This is different.
What can I do for you, Jack? You know, that really looks good on you.
You think so?
Yeah, everything looks good on you, Jack. It'd be nice if you were this stylish all the time.
It's too much of a hassle.
Well, at least you could care a little bit more about how you look.
You care enough for both of us.
Yeah, that's true. But I want to be beautiful.
You want people to compliment you?
Yeah, especially you.
Me?
Yes? Is that strange?
Not at all.
Really? Well then, next time be sure to compliment me. What can I do for you, Jack? Talk to you soon, Jack.
After you hold an enemy...
Yeah?
Raiden, make contact with Ames and obtain information about the president. You're in the Shell 1 core now. Ames is being held on B1. Head for B1. If you have the grenade...
What's up, Jack? Take it easy.
To throw something.
retreat. Time for retreat.
You have the directional microphone. According to our information, Ames has a pacemaker. This should make his cardiac pattern fairly distinct. Use the directional microphone to locate it.
Good morning. Good morning.
If you make physical contact,
Jack, do you need to save? Take it easy.
If you shoot those
Good morning. Good morning.
The directional microphone is a very sensitive piece of equipment that picks up the slightest sound. It's a high-precision mic that's been designed to pick up sounds in front of it. In short, it will pick up sounds in the direction you point it. The microphone comes equipped with a miniature amplifier that will pick up a heartbeat if it's pointed properly at a living target.
Retinol pattern recognized. You are cleared to enter.
You're on B1 of the Shell 1 core now. Ames is being held in the hall. To get in the hall, you'll have to get through a door protected by a retinal scanner security system. Right. Get past the retinal scanner and infiltrate the hall. Raiden, if you need to get past the biometric security system, you need to bring one of the enemies to the retinal scanner.
How do I do that?
Put an enemy sentry in a chokehold, then drag him over to the retinal scanner. Come up behind an enemy without any weapon selected, then press the weapon button to put him in a chokehold. Raiden, the retinal scanner does not work on anything but living and open eyes. Don't knock the man out either. Be careful. Retinal scanners are taken offline in alert mode. If you are spotted, you need to shake off pursuit completely first. Raiden, the retinal scanner does...
What can I do for you, Jack? See ya! Jack, is that you? Talk to you soon, Jack.
It's the enemy! Hunt it down!
Return to your position. Increase security. Understood. I'm sending additional men to B1 and the Shell 1 core. Heighten security in the crew lounge.
I got him. Who's that?
What's going on? Respond. What's going on? Respond. Communications with B1 of the Shell 1 core have ceased.
It's the enemy! Hunt it...
What's going on? Respond. Communications with B1 of the Shell 1 core have ceased.
Retinol pattern recognized. You are cleared to enter.
Raiden, one of those hostages in there is Ames. The only thing we know is that Ames wears a pacemaker. His heartbeat should sound different from other people's, so use the directional microphone to locate him. Once you recognize Ames by his heartbeat, keep the microphone pointed toward him. Then push the action button and call out to him. If it really is Ames, he should respond in some way.
What if it's the wrong person?
The guards may get suspicious and come running instead. Security could get tighter, too.
Try to be sure before you take the risk.
Don't call out to a hostage with the action button until you're fairly sure that it's Ames. If you do make a mistake, switch the microphone for an AK and get out of there before a guard gets suspicious. If you're discovered inside, they'll cut off your retreat and call in the reinforcements. You won't make it out of the room. The mission will be over if you're discovered. Don your disguise and look for Ames while deflecting the enemy's suspicion. Raiden, retain your cover at all costs inside that conference hall. There's only one way in and out of the area. If you're discovered inside, they'll cut off your retreat and call in the reinforcements. You won't make it out of the room. The mission will be over if you're discovered. Don your disguise and look for Ames while deflecting the enemy's suspicion.
Once you have the directional microphone selected, the screen will switch to first-person view. Point the microphone toward the hostages with the left stick. This is how you listen to the hostages' heartbeats. Listen carefully to pick up the sound of the pacemaker. When you're sure that you have Ames, keep the microphone pointed in the same direction, then push the action button to call his name. Don't randomly call out to people. You'll only draw unwelcome attention to yourself.
Another thing, whenever you have the directional microphone selected, you won't be able to move.
If the enemy see you with the directional microphone, they'll naturally be suspicious.
I suggest you wait until the guards are out of sight before selecting the directional microphone.
If someone does get suspicious, switch the directional microphone for the AK immediately. It's all over if you're caught in the act. Raiden, it looks like the guards in charge of the hostages are in regular contact with other terrorists. Even a temporary measure against a guard will disrupt communications and alert the enemy to your presence. Refrain from knocking any guards out inside this area. I shouldn't have to tell you this, Raiden, but for the record, you are forbidden to harm any of the hostages.
You wouldn't do a thing like that anyway, right?
The guards are keeping watch over the hostages. If something happens to even one of them, they'll realize that an intruder is in the room. That place is a death trap if you're unmasked and surrounded. Do not, I repeat, do not harm the hostages in any way. The guards in charge of the hostages are in regular contact with other terrorists. If regular contact is cut off, that means they would discover your presence. There's no way you can survive if you are surrounded by the enemy in that area. Do not destroy enemy radios or use your chaff to interfere with their regular contact. Got it? That area is the hall. Looks like there's going to be a presidential welcome reception.
You mean we're gonna come flying in and crash that party?
Do you have any spent handgun or rifle magazines? You can throw those with the weapon button after you've exhausted all the rounds in them. They have no effectiveness as weapons, but the sound of it hitting the ground may serve as a diversion. It could be used as a ploy to lure the enemy in. Raiden, push the art.
What's up, Jack? Take it easy.
Reporting no problems in the hall on B1 in the Shell 1 core. Reporting no problems in the hall on B1 in the Shell 1 core.
You're Ames, aren't you? You must be Ames. Keep still and listen to me. I'm not a terrorist. I got in here using one of their uniforms. I'm taking off the tape. Stay quiet.
Who told you about me?
An informer calling himself Mr. X, dressed like a ninja.
I see. Take this thing off me, will you? I'm Richard Ames.
Secret Service?
No, I was set in by the Lali Lule Lo, just like you.
What?
You're here to find out where the president is. We have little time, so I'll be brief. How about switching to nanocommunications first?
Nanocommunications?
Right, silence beats talk when it comes to safety. Are you on?
Right here. Do you really know where the president is?
Almost certainly. He was moved to the first floor of Shell 2's core section.
The first floor. The core of Shell 2. Is he still there?
I don't know. I can't get a response.
You don't think he's been like the other hostages? A hostage was killed in retaliation after the SEAL 10 disaster, remember?
What are you talking about? Regardless of what they do to other hostages, they won't touch the president.
What makes you so sure?
The case.
You mean the nuclear button they took?
Right. And the case won't do a thing by itself. That case may be the single most advanced example of a weapons failsafe system. The password is nothing less than the physiological data of the U.S. president.
Physiological data?
The president's own vital signs, heartbeat, brainwave pattern, blood pressure and so on are constantly monitored and relayed by his internal nanomachines. This information, along with the DNA pattern, serve as a biometric password, unbreakable even by the latest parallel processor supercomputers. The password entry itself cannot be performed unless brainwave patterns and heartbeats fall within normal parameters, rendering chemical and other forms of coercion impractical. In other words, the login must be made of the president's own free will. As a failsafe, the input must also be reconfirmed hourly, even after the initial login. If a valid confirmation is not forthcoming, the system will automatically cancel the login.
And that's why they can't harm the president.
At least until the bird flies.
Is there really a new model of Metal Gear here?
Absolutely. The black case serves as the launch key to Metal Gear as well.
Why would they hide Metal Gear in an offshore plant?
Haven't they told you anything? The entire thing was planned. The oil spill, the tanker accident that caused it, everything. The big shell was built specifically for the development of a new Metal Gear model. The inspection tour was to check its progress.
What's going on around here?
Wait. Here comes Snake.
That's him?
Use the microphone to listen in.
King, Fat Man is dead.
It doesn't matter. Saved us the trouble of getting rid of him ourselves.
Why did he betray us?
Who knows? They're a band of lunatics to begin with. Nothing they do should come as a surprise.
I'll have his background rechecked, just in case.
You think he was working for them?
We can't discount the possibility, especially with that intruder still at large.
Yes, the man in the sneaking suit.
You know more about those suits than I do.
But Foxhound was disbanded 4 years ago, so it must be the Patriots. What about the damage to Shell 2?
The circulation system for the contaminated water has been damaged. The water being drawn in is overflowing, and the lower block of the central section is flooding.
Seal the connecting pathway between Shells 1 and 2.
The Simtex and IR sensors are already in place.
Any effect on it?
No.
What about the President?
The password entry has already been made to the black case. In 1 hour, we'll need a confirmation from him. His work is done after that.
Make sure you keep him alive until then.
Yes, I know.
What about the unit's activation?
Almost complete. The code has already been entered. All we need now is for the girl to start the system.
The usual method, I assume?
No. The drugs took care of everything.
Only a few more steps to outer heaven.
Who is that cyborg ninja, Shalashaska?
I cannot even guess.
What about you?
Don't cast suspicion where it isn't due.
Where it isn't due? When you watched my father die and did nothing.
It's been 2 years ago, Olga. Let it go.
I read the case file for Shadow Moses, by the way.
Olga, how could you suspect me?
I know that the ninja is not one of my men.
How meaningful you make that sound. If Sergei were still alive...
If the old man were still alive, I wouldn't need to take orders from you.
Olga, Sergei was my best friend.
If you sell us out, I'll kill you myself.
Listen, daughter of Sergei. Don't ever let me see your gun pointed at me again.
If you wish, I'll put a bullet in your back instead.
Took you both in when no one else would. You think any government would have you as irregulars in this political climate? The worst kind of wet works, maybe. But even that's doubtful. I recommend against switching camps. You've nowhere left to go. It's happening again?
This damn right arm. Liquid! It's almost as if it's having its revenge!
How much do you think we spent on that arm in Lyon? The best transplant surgery team in the world.
I never trust a Frenchman. There's something going on. The incidents are becoming more frequent. Maybe that man's presence.
Ocelot, I leave this place in your hands. I have the intruder to take care of.
Yes, King.
Is that really Solid Snake?
That's what he claims.
I thought Snake was dead.
Solid Snake did die. But he's also here in the shell. Either he survived or there are 2 of them.
2 of them?
And that's impossible. Anyway, what did you manage to catch?
They said password input was complete.
I thought so.
You said the password entry into the black case had to be made by the President willingly.
That's right.
So this means the President is cooperating with them.
It would have to be, yes.
Why?
Probably tired of being a puppet, but it wasn't a smart move to betray us.
A puppet?
We're running out of time. They will fire a nuke. You know what you need to do before then.
Fire the nuke? But it's nowhere close to the ransom deadline.
Ransom?
$30 billion in cash.
What are you babbling about? The nuclear strike is not a threat. It's been the objective all along.
They plan to slaughter millions of people.
No, a high-altitude detonation. You've heard of the Compton effect?
Total disruption of electronic equipment caused by EMMA pulse.
Textbook answer. Well, when an average nuclear warhead goes off within the atmosphere, the result is an electromagnetic pulse of up to 50 billion megawatts. The EMMA field can reach tens of thousands of volts per meter, and most electronic equipment will be toast in an instant.
If one of the key movers of world economy stops functioning, it could mean the beginning of a global depression.
But that isn't their aim. What they plan to do is liberate Manhattan. Pull it offline and turn it into some kind of a republic. Hence, Sons of Liberty, I suppose.
Sons of Liberty?
Damn! Ocelot is coming. I'm going offline. Search my pocket. Hurry! It's a security card. You'll be able to unlock doors of up to level 3 security. Use it to get to Shell 2. Take care of the President before they launch the nuke. He's coming here. Pick up your AK.
Right. Put on the enemy's uniform. Ocelot is headed your way. Don't forget to select the AK as well. Right. Put on the enemy's uniform. Ocelot is headed your way. Don't forget to select the AK as well.
Need to save? I'll get on it right away. You have to come back in one piece.
He's coming here. Pick up your AK.
Who are you?
Please!
No! No! Jack, please answer me! Jack!
He's coming here. Pick up your AK.
What happened to your weapon?
Please!
Right. What's wrong? Right.
What do you think you're doing?
I asked him to remove these. I'm ill, you see.
I always knew that the DIA turned out second-rate liars.
What are you talking about?
No need for denials. We know what you are, Colonel Ames. They knew that the President was planning to betray them. So they sent you in to keep tabs on him. Am I right?
You!
Sorry, Colonel. You failed to carry out your duties.
You'll never escape the Lalilulelo.
Is that so? What the?
You tricked me. I understand now. Ocelot.
You, which team are you with? Show me your face. You know who he is.
No, he is not one of mine.
Identify yourself. We meet at last. Hold your fire! We need the hostages alive!
Hurry! Get away!
But you died!
Leave this to me.
Ames is dead. Looked like a heart attack.
That's unfortunate. However, we do at least know where the president is.
So there really is a new type of Metal Gear in this place?
Apparently. We're still looking into it.
I've also been told that the nuclear strike was what the terrorists were after from the start, not the $30 billion.
Right. It was a cover-up all along.
Colonel, what are you keeping from me?
I am not keeping back anything. It's not as though I'm told all the facts either. I'm pulling in all the favors I can to look into all this. Just be a little patient. Our priority should be with the president right now. We can take it that they've completed the password entry and are preparing Metal Gear for nuclear strike. Get to the president as soon as possible.
But the president is cooperating with them.
According to Ames, yes. But it's also true that they're about to get rid of the president. There's something else going on here, and the president may be able to tell you what it is when you see him in person. Once they get the confirmation for nuclear launch, they'll do it. You need to rescue the president before then.
Jack, I agree with the Colonel. You need to protect the president for now.
All right.
Raiden, this is not good. Enemies in Shell 1 are systematically searching for you.
It looks like they've tightened security considerably. Watch yourself.
Get out of Shell 1. According to Ames, the president is on the first floor of Shell 2's core. Cross the connecting bridge from the north side of Strut D to get to Shell 2. That's where you need to go. Looks like you've lost your balaclava, Raiden. You'll no longer be able to impersonate enemy personnel. Raiden, rescue the president. Head for the first floor of the Shell 2 core.
Colonel, is the president one of them? Ames said that the president entered the code with his own free will.
But you heard how they are planning to get rid of the president, right?
Yeah?
They are going their separate ways?
No. First off, the president is not necessarily extra baggage for the terrorists. If you have your doubts, you should address them when you meet him.
Roger that. Do you think Ames was telling the truth about the football?
Rosemary?
Roger that. Jack, I'll look into it for you.
Colonel, apparently Ames didn't even know that the hostages were killed in retaliation for SEAL Team 10's incursion.
Yeah, the hostages were probably in a different room. Raiden, focus on your duties. For right now, concentrate on rescuing the president. Head for the first floor of Shell 2's core.
Colonel, I saw the terrorist leader. Is that Solid Snake?
Yes, he's the terrorist who sunk the tanker 2 years ago. Raiden, Do you think he's some kind of hero? You heard him, right? Solid Snake is a terrorist. You must fight him. Do you understand?
Colonel, the outer heaven that Snake mentioned?
Ah, yes. It is a despotic military state built by a guy called Big Boss, the greatest soldier in history, and Snake's father, genetically speaking.
He tried to restart it?
I don't know, but word has it that his brother Liquid Snake hoped for an outer heaven also. It might have had some special significance for the two brothers.
That ninja helped me again. Do you have any information on him?
Sorry, I've looked around, but nothing.
I don't know what he wants, but he is trying to help you. That much is certain. Don't let your guard down, though. You will be able to move left.
What can I do for you, Jack? Talk to you soon, Jack. Jack, is that you? See ya.